What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How is everyone doing today? I'm doing well myself. All right. So, we got a few things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about last night's Fresh and Fit show. We have some black girls trying to defend twerking and just being asinine in general. We'll watch the video, the stream for a little bit. I don't know how long. They do say a lot of ridiculous shit I want to talk about. But we'll see how long I last before I get pissed off. After that, we're going to go over Israeli. It's not Israeli. Israel bombing Rafah. It's a southern Gaza city. This happened April 21st, so it's kind of old news, but it's still kind of relevant. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about the governor of Maine signing an executive order to make women more inclusive in the construction industry. We'll take a look at that. It's only a few topics. Wherever I get done, I'll get done. I think the video will take the majority of the time. You know what? Actually, I'm going to switch things up. We're not going to do the video first. We're going to talk about these other things first, and then I'll do the video because that's probably going to take up the majority of my time. So we're going to talk about the Israeli strike, the inclusiveness in what's it call it in Maine. And then we'll watch some black chicks make an idiot of themselves. And last night's Fresh and Fit really these women really decided that they needed to promote the stereotypes of black women. It was not a good look for the black women. I mean, yeah, what can you do? They had Sneeko and Pearl Davis on. If I get done early with this one, I might actually go back to a previous show because there was a really good question asked, and hopefully I can find it. So let's get to it. So first thing, let's go over the Gaza stuff. Sorry. Actually, first thing, some little housekeeping. Follow me on X at officialwghost. That's the best way to find out when I go live, and watch me live if you want to. Then you can go to rumble.com/withghost as the main Rumble channel. Regardless of where I'm at, regardless what happens, that's where I will be streaming. So check out my Rumble channel. I'm currently covering the Trump trial. Yesterday there was no Trump trial, so I have nothing to cover, obviously. So so just check out the regular. I am trying to do multiple streams a day to compensate because the Trump trial pretty much takes over the entire day. And so then YouTube is youtube.com/@withghost and then twitch.tv/officialwithghost are the YouTube and Twitch. My gaming channel is Gaming with Ghost on Rumble and Official Gaming with Official Gaming with Ghost on YouTube. So follow me there. I've been currently playing Helldivers 2. I was supposed to play yesterday, but I had a long day, and not yesterday, Tuesday. I should be playing tonight, but I've had a long day. The last couple of days, I have some real bad pain right here. I don't know why. I think it's my TMJ acting up, but we'll see. So let's get to it. All right, let's go check out the bombing that happened in Rafah. All right, so Israeli strikes on the southern Gaza city of Rafah overnight killed 18 people. Remember, this was around April 21st, including 14 children, health officials said Sunday. Meanwhile, the U.S. Was on track to approve billions of dollars of additional military aid to its closest ally. Why we continue to give money to Israel in Ukraine is beyond me. I mean, what do we gain, really? Like, I'm not 100% against sending, money to different countries and stuff, but it's like, what are we gaining from it? Like, what do we get in return? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems we end up helping these people and really don't get back. Um, what it seems to me. Maybe I'm just a crazy one. But yeah. Well, anyways, let's see. Israel has carried out nearly daily air raids on Rafah, where more than half of the Gaza population of 2.3 million has re- sought refuge from fighting elsewhere. It has also vowed to expand its ground offensive to the city on the border with Egypt, despite international calls for restraint, including from the U.S. Well, U.S., if you're calling for restraint, probably be a good idea not to be sending them fucking money, especially what is it, billions of dollars. If you really want restraint, kind of helps if you stop paying them fucking money. But what do I know? And I think Rafa, if I remember correctly, was the start where they said, "Hey, go here, and we won't, you won't be in danger." Now they're bombing Rafa. The House of Representatives approved a 26 billion aid package on Saturday that includes around 9 billion in humanitarian assistance for Gaza. Again, why are we sending it to money? What benefit do we get? Like, seriously, it's like, so we're funding the people that are attacking Gaza, and then we're trying to send some humanitarian aid to Gaza. It's like all this is just some, the Gaza thing is sending aid to Gaza is to make us feel better for sending money that is Gaza's enemy. It makes no sense. Democratic Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, told Face the Nation on Sunday that he believed the Senate would take up legislation this week. It still needs Senate approval and presidential Biden's signature. We are ready to be prepared for our national security interests, not only in Ukraine and Russia, also in terms of military assistance to Israel, but with additional aid for the Palestinians who are in such great challenges. Again, what do we have to gain? Like, what do we have to gain for sending money to Ukraine? Like, really, what do we gain from sending money to Ukraine? Like, we don't have any treaties with Ukraine. We really don't. We do. I mean, like, I haven't seen anything that it shows we have like an actual interest and we gain anything by sending money to Ukraine. So I really don't understand. But it's really hilarious that like we're sending military assistance to Israel, but then also sending humanitarian aid to Palestine. That's like that's like us we're that's like if we started like sending military assistance to Russia and then sent Ukraine aid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The first strike killed a man, his wife, and their 3-year-old child, according to the nearby Kuwaiti hospital who received the bodies. Among the dead was a pregnant woman in her 27th week, according to CBS News team on the ground. Doctors were able to keep her baby alive as of Sunday morning. The second strike killed 13 children and 2 women, all from the same family, according to the hospital records. An airstrike in Rafah that night before killed 9 people, including 6 children. So you get 3 adults here. What did they say the strike did? And then 4 adults here. And that's not, separating one. So we've killed, so the strikes killed, let's see, 14 and 20, 33 children. But it does nothing. Like what? Like, hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, all these strikes have really done is just killed a bunch of children. Like, is it really aiming? And probably more women than actual Hamas terrorists. What is going on here? For over 2 months, Israel has warned it could send troops into to Rafah. The group of 7 or G7 countries that include US, Japan, and United Kingdom, whose foreign ministers met last week, warned that a full-scale operation there would have catastrophic consequences. The Israeli-Hamas war has killed over 34,000 Palestinians, according to local health officials, devastated Gaza's 2 largest cities and left a swath of destruction across the territory. According to 88% of the population have fled their homes to other parts of the besieged coastal enclave, which experts say is on the brink of famine. Israeli conflict now is in its 7th month, has sparked regional unrest pitting Israel and U.S. against Iran and allied militant groups across the Middle East. Israel and Iran traded fire directly earlier this month, raising fears of an all-out war between the longtime foes. The tensions have also spiked in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Israeli troops killed 2 Palestinians who the military say attacked a checkpoint with a knife and a gun near the southern West Bank town of Hebron earlier Sunday. The Palestinian Health Ministry said the 2 killed were 18 and 19-year-olds from the same family. No Israeli forces were wounded, the army said. In the West Bank city of Tuklar, at least 14 Palestinians were killed as part of a 2-day Israeli Defense Force operation over the weekend. The IDF pulled out of the area on Sunday night on a scale residents say they'd never seen in this area before. The U.S. has imposed new sanctions on West Bank settlers as the region has seen violence allegedly perpetrated by extremist settlers against Palestinians since the war in nearby Gaza began. A U.S. official told CBS News that since 2022, investigating an IDF unit of ultra-Orthodox soldiers accused of human rights atrocities. An announcement is expected this week. The unit is stationed in the West Bank. Media reports suggest it could be blacklisted from receiving U.S. military aid, prompting an angry outburst from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who said sanctions against any U.S. IDF unit would be a morale blow at a time when his country was fighting Hamas in Gaza. Well, then your units shouldn't be committing human rights violations. You ever thought about that? Palestinian Red Crescent Rescue Service, meanwhile, said it recovered a total of 14 bodies from an Israeli raid in the Nur Shaman's urban refugee camp in the West Bank that began late Thursday. Those kills include 3 militants from an Islamic Jihad group and a 15-year-old boy. Okay, so the people dead, 3 were militants, so that leaves 11 that weren't. Military says it killed 10 militants in the camp and arrested 8 suspects. 9 Israeli soldiers and officers were wounded. In a separate incident in the West Bank, an Israeli man was wounded in an explosion Sunday. The Maine David Autumn Rescue Service said a video circulated online shows a man approaching a Palestinian flag that had been planted in the field. He then kicks it, and it appears to trigger an explosive. I mean, that was smart. At least 469 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli soldiers and settlers in the West Bank since the start of the war in Gaza, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Most have been killed during Israeli military arrest raids, which often trigger gun battles or in violent protests. The war in Gaza was sparked by an unprecedented October 7th raid into southern Israel, in which Hamas and other militants killed about 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and abducted around 250 Israelis. Israel says militants are still holding around 100 hostages, and the remains of more than 30. Thousands of Israelis have been have taken to the street to call for new elections to replace Netanyahu and a deal with Hamas to release the hostages. And Netanyahu has vowed to continue the war until Hamas is destroyed and all the hostages are returned. The war has killed at least 34,000 Palestinians, wounded more than 76,000 others, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. The ministry does not differentiate between combatants and civilians in its count, but says at least 2/3 have been children and women. So the majority have been women and children. It also says the real toll is likely higher, as many bodies are stuck beneath rubble left by airstrikes, or are in areas that are unreachable for medics. Israel blames Hamas for civilian casualties because the militants fight in dense residential neighborhoods, but the military rarely comments on individual strikes, which often kills women and children. The military says it has killed over 13,000 Hamas fighters without providing evidence. Well, that still makes what, 21,000 non-Hamas fighters? So it's not a good, it's not a brag. So they've killed 13,000, cool. They've also killed 21,000 civilians, non-Hamas fighters. So, I mean, oh yeah, you killed a bunch of Hamas fighters, but you killed far more civilians, and that's not a good thing. And Israel can blame Hamas all they want about it, but who's the people that are sending bombs into those densely populated areas instead of doing some surgical strikes and actually sending people in? So they try to minimize the amount of civilian casualties, the collateral damage as much as possible. Doesn't make any sense. This war is really just it's not looking good for Israel. And I mean, it is what it is. What can you do? But it's ridiculous. All right, moving on. So let's check this out. We got the video, and then we'll read the article I have.
Governor Mills signing an executive order at Maine DOT in Augusta, alongside female leaders in Maine's construction industry. The executive order will kickstart data collection in collaboration with partners in the construction industry and implement grant programs to incentivize the hiring of women, while providing supportive services that recruit and retain women in the construction industry.
Why?
There are qualified women across Maine who belong in fields dominated by men.
Why?
And I want to knock down the barriers that are keeping them from pursuing these good paying jobs.
What barriers are preventing them? What barriers? Like, seriously, I hate these platitudes that they do. Like, oh, there's barriers. What barriers? What is preventing women from entering the construction industry that required an executive order to be signed?
Construction with good Maine employers.
There's already some work being done across the state to invite women to work in construction. Associated General Contractors of Maine helps run career day events for teens and a registered pre-apprenticeship through Maine Construction Academy.
This year, as we reviewed the applications, we had almost 30% of our participants were female this year, which is a significant improvement over what we've seen for construction industry participation in the past.
Laura LeBeau owns her own construction company called Sopo Cottage. She helps organize volunteer opportunities called Women Build Day through Habitat for Humanity. It gives women an opportunity to gain hands-on experience in construction.
We have women of all different experience levels, but many are novices. They've never held a drill, they've never held a saw. And we teach them how to do that as part of the build day, and they get to experience it firsthand. They come in the morning being very, very hesitant, and by the end of the day, they are just really into it and really having a good time.
Yeah, I got that. Hold on. Mm-hmm. just trying to see how many women are actually in the labor force or construction. Okay, so the state of women in the construction industry in 2021, women make up only about 10% of construction industry workers. They don't seem to be lining up and trying to get these jobs. But again, back to my point is, she claims, there's, we eliminate the barriers for women. What barriers are there that prevent women from getting these jobs if they want them? It just seemed like something to score some political points on, honestly. All right, so Governor Janet Mills today, so May 6th, 3 days ago, signed an executive order to improve the recruitment, training, and retention of women in the Maine construction industry. Women currently make up 15% of Maine's construction industry and only 11% of the industry nationally. The governor, a trailblazer herself as Maine's first woman attorney general and first woman governor, has long advocated for more women to join traditionally male-dominated fields, including construction and the trades. Well, here's the problem, lady. You can encourage that all you want, but most women don't want to do these fucking jobs because they're hard fucking labor. Like, what is this shit? I think, it shouldn't be we shouldn't be, preventing women from doing these jobs, but, let's just leave it as it is. We don't need incentives to encourage them. We just need it open, available for them to do it. And if they choose to fucking do it, let them fucking do it. But they're not. This isn't hard to understand at this point. Governor's executive order aims to bring more women into the construction industry and the trades. It aims to alleviate Maine's severe construction workforce shortage, particularly as the state is poised to utilize historical funding from Biden's bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act to strengthen roads, bridges, broadband connectivity, and other vital infrastructure needs. The executive order directs several state agencies to take a series of actions to better measure the shortage of qualified workers. Of qualified workers in the construction industry, connect women with industry employment opportunities, and pursue state and federal funding to incentivize the hiring of women. Why? All right. The governor signed the executive order today alongside women leaders from Maine's construction industry during a ceremony at the Maine Department of Transportation's maintenance facility in Augusta. Women are a crucial part of Maine's workforce. They should be welcomed and embraced in every sector of the economy, including those traditionally dominated by men, like the construction industry and the trades. This executive order will create paths for more women to enter and succeed in these important jobs at the time when our state and industry needs them most. I strongly encourage women and girls across Maine to consider and pursue lifelong, meaningful careers in construction. They're not going to. No matter what incentives you do, they're not going to. Look, these look. There's a bunch of women in college. They pursue high-level degrees, and then when you ask them what they do, they're not doing those degrees. I was watching Fresh and Fit, and there's this woman. She's an architect, and what's she doing? Modeling for clothes. She has a master's or a bachelor's in architecture, and what's she doing? Modeling for clothes, fashion. She's gotten these high-level degrees, and instead she's fashion. And every time I watch Fresh and Fit, or whatever, or any show in general that brings women on, you ask them what degree they have. They have some sort of degree, and then you ask them what they do, and they don't. And most of the time, they don't do anything related to the degree they have. It's complete and utter bullshit. I look forward to working with colleagues across the public and private sector to promote opportunities in construction for women and other underrepresented communities, said Labor Commissioner Laura Fortman. I am especially excited about connecting more women with earn and learn models such as registered apprenticeships. Registering apprentices earn wages while gaining skills and national certifications. Bringing women into the workforce and diversifying a team that is most important aspect to both construction executives and to strengthen the workplace, said Mary Matthews, president of the Maine chapter of the National Association of Women in Construction. It's necessary to include women in the industry because it creates a stronger, more advanced talent pool. Not really. We applaud this executive order to bring more women into the construction trade and to strengthen Maine's economy. Maine's unions are focused on training more women in the trades, though, through registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeships programs, and women have come through these programs and have added tremendous talent capacity to our construction workforce. This executive order will help us to expand existing programs and support innovative efforts to recruit and train more women around the state. Oh God, I'm done reading these fucking shit. So the executive order issued directs these things. Department of Labor to survey Maine-based contractors, subcontractors, staffing agencies, and labor unions to determine how many women work for them, what barriers are preventing more women from working for them, and what approach they are already taking to recruit and retain women in the construction sectors in Maine. That's one thing. Why do they need to have to? Okay, why do they have to make an approach to recruit and retain women in the construction sector? Like, why? Because that's what's going to happen. Is they're going to look at these contractors, subcontractors, staffing agencies, labor unions, whatever, find out how many women they have, find out the barriers, and then it's all right. Well, why aren't you trying to recruit more women? I don't want to try and recruit more women. If they want to come, they can come and they can do the job. I'm not going to actively try and recruit just women. I want to recruit anyone, but they're going to actively focus on the women part. And retain. You can't retain someone that doesn't want to work the job, and a second woman gets on that construction job and starts working that hard labor, majority of them are going to end up leaving. There's nothing you can do about that. Stop it. Department of Labor, Health and Human Services, and Economy and Community Development to connect businesses with the construction industry, with women studying the trades in pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs and higher education institutes, as well as unemployed people and job seekers registered with Maine's Career Center. Again, I've already said this, that even if they go through all this, doesn't guarantee that they're actually going to go through with it. The Department of Transportation, Economy, and Community Development, as well as Governor's Energy to collect and share data from contractors, subcontractors who receive funding through Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law and Inflation Reduction Act. The data will identify the characteristics, including gender, of the workers that are already part of these construction projects, identify how many workers we need to complete infrastructure projects, and identify what support, including training, exists to help workers fill those needs. And again, why is gender important? Why the fuck should we care what gender there? I want the person that wants the job and will work the best. If it ends up being some women, cool, but mostly it's going to be dudes because that's what we do. But we got to include gender. Why? Why is gender important? How about instead of including gender, how about you just, workers, just to care, I don't even care about the characteristics. I'd say identify how many workers we need to complete infrastructure projects, and then what supports, including training, exist to help workers fill those needs. I don't give a shit about the characteristics. I don't give a shit about the gender. And why should we? If it's 1,000 dudes and 2 women, I don't care. Get the job done. Department of Labor and Health and Human Services, the Economic Community Development, and the Governor's Office of Policy Innovation. In future, will pursue grants to incentivize the hiring of women in the construction industry. Why? Okay. Why are we forcing, here's the thing. Here's the problem with these things, all right? They're going to go for women just for the sake of hiring women. They're not going to go for women that would, be good workers, that are, motivated and stuff. Like, why are we trying to incentivize hiring women that don't even want to do the job? Because, like, you're just going to go out and say whatever you can to hire any type of woman so that you can get grants. Like, you're not going to go and try and find the best woman for the job. You're just going to find any woman and, go and, get her in here so you can mark her. And then later on, you'll be like, oh, look, I got a woman here. Come on, help me out, yo. Like, I hate this. I hate incentivizing incentivizing the hiring of women just because, we need more women. Hey, if women want to join, let them join. But they don't. And I think it's pretty obvious. I don't like they keep blaming the barriers are preventing women from entering these workforce. What barriers? Explain to me what the barriers are. There isn't any barriers. Only barriers are with the women themselves who don't want to do the goddamn job. And we shouldn't be forcing women to do the job. All right. So that's it for those articles. Now we're going to go on to Fresh and Fit. They had a very wild episode last night because of this black chick right here and this one on the side right here. These were the main problems. She right here ended up in a fight and lost, of course. Still waiting for that to show up on Castle Club Fresh and Fit. Still waiting. Some weaves were taken. Some weaves were thrown. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, anyways. So right here in this section, they were defending twerking and calling it part of their culture, yo. Because she's Caribbean, man. That's Caribbean. I don't want any part of it. That's an island girl. I don't want any part of it. So let's listen to it.
Ambitious young lady. I have things going on for myself. I have a trade. I can still go to college. Like, I have a lot of stuff going for myself. So it's like, I'm just trying to see someone trying to snatch me up in Miami before.
No, they're not. Because you're annoying as hell.
I have to be a Miami girl for real. I'm an island
Instagram.
Girl. I'm a Miami girl. Like, I don't know what else to say. And then don't save me. I'm gonna turn to be a Miami girl.
She don't want to be saved.
What is this?
Look at this. Like, let's be honest. Would you wife up a broad that goes and posts herself twerking on the internet? Would you really? No.
Stop it, man.
So how about you guys show my pictures of me when I was
this
younger?
is the most recent picture. That was the first one. Exactly. That's the high. Okay, but first off, you just said you wanted a family and kids. You want to get married. The pinned post on your Instagram is you shaking your ass in a parking lot. What are you doing?
Well, honestly, when I
This is the problem, the disconnect with women nowadays, and like they're understanding what men value. Men don't value some broad twerking on the internet because she desires attention. It's all she's really doing. She wants to twerk. It's like, look at my fat ass. Ah. Like, but there's a disconnect. Like, I want children and a family. Yeah, okay. Well, you need to present yourself as someone that is, a good option, a good bet to, create a family with. And when you do shit like this, twerking on the internet, getting into fights, being annoying as hell, promoting the stereotypes because you're basically a giant walking stereotype. And no man's going to want to wife you, at least no man that you're actually going to want and enjoy.
when I did that, I think I was just having fun. I was drunk.
You're actively.
No one gives a shit. Like there's all these excuses. I was drunk. I was just having fun. Yeah, but here's the thing. You could have done that, not post the picture, and you probably wouldn't have any issues at all. Like, there wouldn't be any issues. No one would give two shits because no one would have known about it. But then you put it on the internet, and people are like, well, you want a wife and kids and all that. You want to be a wife and kids and all that, but you're not a woman that's, a respectability. Then a man's going to be like, you know what? Let's take a chance with her. let me potentially screw up my life and lose half my shit and get my kids taken away from me. You're not a woman that's worth that potentiality.
You're doing it. It's pinned right now.
Yeah, like I said, I was having fun. Like, I'm young. Like, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, you're young. So what if you're young? Like, what? So I'm young. So I'm young too. You didn't see me twerking my ass off, shaking my ass. Like I hate this. Well, I'm young. Yeah, okay. So that's when you're gonna potentially meet the guy that's actually gonna want to deal with you. It's when your value is at the highest.
I was telling
Okay,
you.
do you
Like,
want to get married or not?
can I answer the question?
No, answer my question. Do you want to get married?
I do want to get married.
What do you think you're doing when you present yourself to the world like this? What message is that sending?
Maybe it's probably saying that, hey, I'm this and I'm that, but at the end of the day, this is more than day and time. Like, come on, like even pregnant women with their husbands are taking belly pictures, open.
That she's really trying to compare maternity photos, which I don't like any either, or like at all. But she's really trying to compare maternity photos with twerking on the internet.
Instagram is frying these girls' brains. Do you want your kids to have a home
I
mom?
don't want to argue with you. I'm
not arguing with you. I'm asking you genuine questions that you should think about. Do you want your kids to have a home mom?
What do you mean by a home mom?
You just called yourself a hoe.
No.
Now, I want to give some background. We didn't watch the actual episode. There was an episode, or just before this, Pearl, she did a video, and she was like breaking down what makes a woman, a whore, a slut, or a hoe. Part of being a hoe was doing, things for attention. And I don't think these chicks really understand that because they saw, because she wrote hoe 15 bodies. And they're like, well, I don't have 15 bodies, but you're wait, no, it was hoe attention 15 bodies, something else. It wasn't just 15. Oh, no. So it was doing stuff for attention. So, I can't remember actually.
Said
No,
I'm
no,
a
crossing
lady
over.
crossing
Oh,
over.
ignore
I'm
that.
just saying someone should save me.
So-
I
so-
could delete.
Oh, somebody should save me. Why? Why should someone save you? Like, this is insane. She's like, someone should save me. Why? Why are you worth saving? Why should anyone be saving you? Why can't you save yourself before someone saves you? Like, what is this insanity? They didn't really, I don't think they ended up touching on that, but she's like, someone should save me. Why?
I could deactivate my
You could deactivate one right
IG.
now.
Stop the cap.
And mind you, I just had this IG.
Yeah.
I've only been in the US for like what, 2 years?
You're not taking
at
any
most?
accountability.
So
Mhm.
just to make this very clear here, for what we saw earlier, are you crossing over or are you ready to hoe?
She's a
Well,
hoe.
I'm saying, I want to find somebody. I'm not saying that, hey, I don't need a man.
We can assume.
I'm not saying
it gets
that.
worse.
You know, some
It gets
women.
worse?
Yeah, it gets worse, bro.
How? How get worse than that?
Which one? This one?
Oh shit!
No, just scroll down, bro.
Think about this. If that's true,
On the yacht.
All a woman has for value is her sexuality. That's why that's all she posts is her twerking. All she offers to any man is her sexuality. That's all she offers. There's nothing else she offers. She doesn't offer an intelligent conversation, which you see later on. She doesn't offer, qualities of a good wife. She doesn't offer purity. She doesn't offer anything. All she offers is sex. That's all she really offers. That's all she's really good for. So forever, she will be a sex object. She understands that. That's why she's, posting pictures for twerking on boats and on the internet when it provides no actual value in finding a mate. And she doesn't understand this or refuses to understand this. It's either misunderstanding or stupidness. Because she's a moron. She's fucking retarded. But when she gets older and her beauty fades, guess what? She's gonna realize, oh shit, I got nothing.
is that a Blunsky?
Oh, Blunsky.
That's homegrown right there. So don't
Homegrown.
hate.
Okay, listen.
Homegrown. That's homegrown.
Listen,
My mom
listen,
is
doesn't
right
matter.
there.
Homegrown like you're a farm animal?
Wait, hear me out.
I'm not trying to be rude to
Let's
you.
just call
You're
yourself
looking for
homegrown
cops.
like
You're
eggs.
looking for
Oh,
cops.
grown.
Culture though.
She's cool. I just want to say this though.
Mhm.
From that Instagram, you are a hoe. But go ahead.
Pause. Let's talk about culture now, because we Caribbean women. She
Yeah.
Bahamian, I'm Jamaican. It is in our
Boom,
culture
Mocha.
to
Literally.
move that waist, to shake that ass. You can see it
Exactly.
all.
This is dumb. It's in our culture. Okay, so let's say it is part of your culture. I don't know Caribbean, all right, life, but let's say it is in your culture. It's because your culture is degenerate doesn't mean you should be doing degenerate stuff. Like this isn't an excuse. It's in our culture. Okay, twerking is in our culture. Okay, doesn't mean it's a good thing. It's not an excuse. Fight back against the negative culture.
So to us,
Literally,
technically,
carnival, everything.
that's not
I
what
have a
America
question.
is.
literally
I have
our
a question
culture.
because I hear this all the time. I live in London and there's carnival there, but I only hear that from the younger women. When I talk to women in their 50s and 60s, they tell me that like it wasn't always like that.
Of course, we have the traditional Caribbeans, which are the old school, which are more traditional Christian, very.
Yeah, the traditional Caribbeans. You mean the ones that are married with a husband, kids taken care of, not some hoe on the street? I mean those traditional ones
in the church, and then you have the new school Caribbeans, the ones, and let's be real, even though they're 50 and 60 now, when they were younger, they were getting down.
That's not true.
Yeah,
my grandmother's from Haiti.
Let's say that is true. Okay, there's one thing about doing it in the in an event with a bunch of people around. No one's really going to know who you are. There's something entirely when it comes to doing it and posting it on for the world to see. That's the thing that they're not really understanding. Is like, all right, you do all this stuff, but it's in the quote unquote privacy of the group around you, where no one really knows who you are for the most part, or it's not for the world to see. It's just in that private event area. Okay, that's really the thing. But then you put it in the public of the internet where everyone can see, and you lose because if it's in the private area of that certain event and stuff, it's going to be dark. No one's really going to know who you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you leave that area and then you go to a different area completely. No one's going to know that was you who was doing that stupid shit. That's the difference.
She grew up from Caribbean culture. My whole family's from Haiti. Guess what?
Obviously not.
They never go to. Well, yeah, because they're not. All right. Well, they're not twerking in the streets drunk like you.
But you wouldn't know because there was no.
You wouldn't know if your mom did because your mom would tell you everything.
There was no social media. There was no Facebook. There was no nothing.
Yeah. So, again, it's like, oh well, there was no, they were doing it, but no one knew about it. Yeah, that's the fucking point.
They barely even, they have flip phones. Who was supposed to post it?
And mind you, if your mom
I'm telling you, they weren't.
No one needed to post it. Why are you posting it?
Talk for yourself. Don't talk for me. I don't have no kids. I don't have nothing.
Obviously.
I have myself and I.
Yeah, but you want the kids. You want the stuff. But you're not going to get the stuff if you keep acting like a hoe, a ratchet ass hoe.
I take care of myself. How much do you make a year?
Yes, Nico.
How much do you make a year? I'm 23. How old are you? How much do you make a year?
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Okay.
I have a trade. That's nothing else.
Okay.
Because you ain't seen Are you Japanese or are you Chinese?
I'm not Filipino.
Okay.
Let me make a point, because you can't blame twerking on culture. You can't blame your decisions to shake ass, get drunk, and post it on Instagram and say this is Caribbean culture. It's not my fault that I'm naked on Instagram.
No,
you chose to do that.
That's not what I'm saying. As a proud Caribbean woman, I have no shame when it comes to whining or shaking it. There's a difference between whining and twerking. You see what I'm saying? There's difference.
There's no difference. Like, if it's both shaking your ass, it's the same thing. Like, I don't get it. There's a difference. No, there isn't. There's not a difference at all. What is this crap?
I agree with you 100%. That's the culture.
Yes.
However, posting it like that
choice. That's what
is kind of wild, though, because now taking it from the streets to the internet is way different.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is, no matter what a culture is,
You shouldn't even say that
posting
that's
it
the
online.
culture.
No, it is culture.
But that's not the culture that we should strive to promote.
I'm thinking
Right.
he's
No,
smart.
No, it is the music.
He literally gets paid to do this.
That's culture.
That is the culture.
Your grandmother, your mom was twerking
Everybody
it, but there's no
did it.
cameras.
There was no
Exactly.
cameras, yeah.
Not everybody.
Let
of course.
me make a point, because in America there's a lot of things in Black culture that's not in the Caribbean culture.
You're
Like
right.
you could say gang violence, all
You're
these
very
things.
right.
You can't say like, oh, this is not my fault, it's in my culture. You need to strive to do something better. If they're promoting something that's degenerate, like killing each other or twerking in the streets, maybe don't ascribe your
Don't
entire
post it.
personality
That's
to
it.
that.
Nobody's saying
Don't do
post
it.
it.
Nobody's saying
Don't
it's
do it.
Don't
justified
post
by
it, but you
culture.
can't stop that. Once the music come on, you just
I
gonna
just-
be like,
Can I
Did you want to? No, go ahead. Say your point.
I just wanted to give you a recommendation. If you guys do want to be married, I'd recommend deleting, the whole Instagram.
Deactivate my shit.
Yeah, just.
So,
I
when are women going to stop thinking about, what can I do to live my life to get married?
Women don't think about that. That's why one out of that's why women women do not think about that. That's why 1 out of 3 women's had an abortion. 1 out of 4 has an STD. Women are on average 170 pounds and 5'3". Women do not think about being married.
Yeah, but you can have an STD with your husband.
I don't think
you
about
can have an abortion with your husband. So it all depends. I don't know. I just
that wasn't a point at all. You could have an STD. You can have an abortion with your husband. Yeah, but that's with your husband. You're single and doing this shit. Okay, it's one thing to be single and doing this crap, and being married and doing this crap. I mean, you shouldn't have an STD if you're married, but let's say you do for whatever fucking reason. You're still attached to someone. You still have already met the goal of being with someone and married to someone, hopefully permanently. That's a lot different than being single and doing this shit, which would lower your prospects of being married. Your prospects is married and you're doing all this shit, getting all this shit, then the chances of you marrying decrease. If you're married already and doing this shit with your husband, that's different. And what Pearl's point is women aren't striving to become wives. They're not. They're not doing anything to actually actively strive to be wives, even though they say they want to be wives.
So do what makes you happy.
And if we want to bring it back to that kind of
some dog shit advice. Do what makes you happy.
Troll point, I think it is.
If that's what you want, that's what you want. Don't judge. Do you? I do.
Oh, shut up with this. We need more judging in our society. That's why our society's gone down the shithole. We don't judge anyone anymore. No, don't judge. Don't judge. That's why you got fucking people, naked in the street on us, in June, trying to be like, pride, in front of a bunch of kids. And that's why you have parents taking their kids to these fucking events. That's why you have parents taking kids to drag shows. There's no judgment anymore. We need to judge.
I'm gonna be happy if I want to be a good girl. You be happy if you want to be a whore. That's not my life.
You mentioned right and wrong, right?
Yeah,
so he's asking the question: if the culture is twerking, which it is for most Caribbean people, or whining, why not do the right thing to find the man that you actually want?
But she answered it. She said, "Do what makes you happy." The thing is, you should not just simply do what makes you happy. That's the most childish way to.
What if you don't want to get married? There's women that don't want that.
Majority of do. So let's stick with the majority, not with the minority. They don't fucking
That's
matter.
what I'm saying. Like me personally, I would, but I'm saying do what makes you happy, because what if you're married and you're unhappy?
Yeah.
So you gotta put the persona to say I want to get married. Just do what makes you happy.
You guys are talking over each other. Let me answer this. Okay. If you wanted to do what makes you happy, then we could just do heroin right now.
No, heroin don't make me happy. I don't do drugs.
Heroin
makes you, but not me. That's not. It depends on what makes you happy as a person.
Let me explain this to you.
Nico, could I actually ask you something?
One second. Heroin gives you dopamine, gives you serotonin. If you live this life thinking that you could just do whatever is going to make you happy immediately, then everybody would be a degenerate. You have to strive for something, what's right and what's wrong. The delayed gratification. You have to follow God. If you don't do that, then you're going to have no sense of morality.
But guess what? Being married don't mean you follow God, because I know a lot of people who's married and still cheat. And they still have side bitches, side babies.
What was the point of this? It's like, they still cheat. He didn't say if you get married, you follow God. He's saying follow God, completely, like all the way up, even through marriage. Like being married doesn't mean you follow God. Follow God is something completely different. Marriage is, I guess, but that's not the whole point. And she's dumb, and so why all she is a model.
Sleeping with each other's cousins.
That's a very silly way to think. You can't blame.
That's not morals is different. That's not following God.
Married people aren't God.
But you just said that though. That's what God.
People aren't perfect. People make mistakes, but you have to follow what God wants you to do.
So being married don't mean that you don't follow God.
Marriage is a God-ordained relationship, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a step closer to God than twerking naked in the streets.
No, it's not. Because he said, no. It said don't do adultery, right? In the 10th commandment. So if you're married and you're out here having 10 baby daddies, 10 side babies, you
just shows that she's retarded. Like she's like, well, that's not God. He didn't say being married means you're a follower of God. It means being a follower of God, and and then continue that on through your marriage as well. Like just being married doesn't mean boom, follower of God. All right. No, it's not what he's saying at all. And also, if you do all these things, even if you're married, then you're not a follower of God. It's very simple.
You're still wrong.
Yeah, you're still wrong.
I'm not saying
there's no difference. If you're going to follow God, follow God.
Listen,
regardless.
This is a very silly argument. You're not supposed to.
It is. Because I'm godly. I know God.
You're a fucking whore.
That's great.
And I didn't get
That's
married
great.
yet.
But I said follow God. Don't follow married people. People are always going to be imperfect and sinful.
Okay, let's talk about
Don't look at the few. Hold on. Don't look at the few married people that are cheating and say, well, this is why religion's stupid. Follow what God wants you to do. Don't follow the imperfect people.
So follow God, right?
Then why would you bring that up?
Because you said marriage is godly. So I was just trying to make a point.
Yes, the unity of marriage is godly. That's what he wants us to do.
But that don't mean
marriage is, godly. It's, in Sneako's view. And you need to continue that. If you do anything that is ungodly, then the marriage is not godly. Like
people do marrying just because they're godly. They're not following that.
Okay. Do you really think that somebody that's in a marriage is equal to somebody that's twerking drunk in the streets?
It depends on what you're doing. Yes. If you're not godly, you're not godly.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
No
God
questions
says
asked.
you could be twerking in the street, but guess what? You might be
praising God. You might be
not
going to
doing
church.
things. So it depends on what you perceive as godly.
The point is,
last time I checked, God still accepts sinners. So if you're twerking online and you're going to church the same way.
But it requires you to repent. It requires you to repent, and you're not supposed to continue doing said sin.
That's my point. All I'm saying.
The point is to avoid these sins as much as possible.
Sex with this one, having kids out of marriage.
You had
we all have.
Yeah, we
so
make
that's
mistakes.
still right.
We make mistakes.
There we go. So let's go based off of your logic. Let's go with the finish of the questions. Who else? Body count do we need to know?
Yeah, let's go through.
You guys are all talking over each other.
Wait, I'm drunk, bitch.
Okay. You said that, like, yeah, we've all had sex before marriage. The point is, like, what are you promoting and what are you putting out?
Like what she wants is perfection, not progress, and that's what Sneako's talking about. Sneako's talking about progress, not perfection. Okay, there's no such thing as being perfect. You can't be perfect. It's impossible. What you should strive for is progress. Okay, yes, you had sex outside of marriage, all right, but then you do some progress, and you start doing far more godly things, and you stop having sex outside of marriage, and you wait till marriage, and then you have sex. Like, that's the thing is when you're talking about these stuff, you need to actually know what you're talking about. She has no idea. She's just like, oh well, if you sin once, then you're fucked. You might as well do it. No, you need to strive to do better. Progress, not perfection.
Out there right now, we looked at your Instagrams just now, and you're naked. We looked at yours just now, and you pinned a post of you twerking. Right, you're actively sinning right now. You should be striving to do something that's better. If you want to get married,
it's one thing. Like, say you posted a picture, and then you're like, I don't like this, and then you take it down, take down all your sexy photos, and then you start promoting, like, hey, you should be better, act more, virtuous, stop doing these things. All right, you're not perfect. You've never were perfect. Where you're making progress to being better.
And once you have sex without a marriage, you're sinning. Sorry, if you eat too much, you're sinning.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you should strive to do better. That's why this chick here is retarded. She's like, well, once you do it, you're done. Like, there's no going back. It's not true. Like, God doesn't expect you to be perfect. I'm not even a godly man, and I know this shit. God's not expecting you to be perfect. He's expecting you to make progress to become a better person. You can sin and then repent of that sin and then continue to work and do better. That's what Sneako's point is.
Many sins that we do where we don't even know we're doing. So I'm just being honest. Like, I feel like you're being a hypocrite.
Exactly. Don't come over here talking about you
having sex with different women is a sin. I'm sorry.
I'm not actively sinning right now. You're promoting and putting it out into the world and saying this is not my fault.
But you're putting out that, hey, men is supposed to be doing this, men is supposed to be doing it's still a sin.
She doesn't. The problem here is she doesn't actually understand what Sneako is about. Sneako was about that. He was about how he's, become more of a godly person. He kind of annoys me with that holier than thou perception he gives off. But like the point he's making here is, again, progress, not perfection. She wants perfection, but all he's doing is promoting progress. If you did all these things in your past, but then you're moving steps forward to be a better person, that's better than continue and actively promoting that stuff.
So don't talk about sin if you don't want us to call out all the sins, because sin is sin.
That's dumb. That's dumb. It's not sin is sin. All right. if you if you steal an apple from someone, then but then someone else murders someone, that's not the same sin. Okay, I think was it Cliff something? What's his name? I want to get his name right because him and Andrew Wilson are very wise individuals. Cliff Netchell, Asher Cliff Netchell. He said this thing that really made a lot of sense. All sin is the same, but the consequences of the sin are not. All sin is the same as in it separates you from God, okay? But the consequences of the sin are vastly different. So yes, all sin is the same, but the consequences aren't. So no, a sin is not a sin. A sin's a sin when it separates you from God, but the consequences of that sin are vastly different.
Doing behind closed door, God still sees it.
20 years ago,
today.
Do you not see the difference? Do you not see the difference in promoting something and making that the forefront of your Instagram, which is your open profile for the world, and then maybe sinning in private?
Okay,
No,
so
we get that.
when
We get
you
that,
have
but-
sex with multiple women, are you not promoting having sex
No, I
with
don't.
multiple women?
I don't do that.
So how many bodies do you have?
I mean, that's the pass. That's the
Wow.
pass.
That's the body.
So we all sin.
That's
crazy. I
am
don't
not-
have sex with a
the
dude with
point
a
is-
high
the
body
point is simple.
count. Nobody
What you have in your body, I'm gonna have in my body.
Okay. Do you not understand the difference between actively doing something and then making mistakes in the past? Do you understand that there's a difference between doing?
No, she doesn't. Nico's point is, and he kind of lost when he says, oh, that's the past, but he also gets on and says, hey, your body count matters to men and stuff. He didn't articulate himself in the best way there, but they don't understand what he's talking about. He's talking about doing something in the past, realizing it was incorrect of doing, and deciding moving forward, I'm no longer going to do this. I'm going to separate myself. I'm going to promote a better lifestyle from my own experience, while they are continuing to actively do it and promote it. That's the difference. And these bitches are too fucking dumb to understand that. That's why they ended up getting kicked off.
Doing something currently and then repenting from your sins.
But you can repent.
I can
if
do
you choose
something
to.
20 years.
Yeah, but these chicks aren't repenting. They're actively doing it and actively participating in it and actively promoting it and then saying, well, it's not my fault. It's my fucking culture.
Ago, and it can affect me now, and I can do something today on this podcast and it can still affect me now. It doesn't matter when I did it. It happened in my lifespan. It can affect me at any time. Sin is a sin.
Do you understand the difference between actively doing something and then doing something and repenting from it?
But you know it's repenting too.
Actively having sex
I know
without
you're
marriage.
active.
That's a sin, sir.
I just said I'm not doing that.
But we don't know the same way how you're
can
saying
say
all of this,
that.
all of that.
Okay.
You can
Let's move
say
on.
men can have a high body count and it's okay. We don't know that. That's what you celebrate. You celebrate. Hey,
She has no idea. That's not what Sneeko promotes at all. She doesn't know that. Like, she's just some dumb idiot who just assumes because he's on Fresh Fit, he promotes the same thing. Now, did he promote it? Absolutely. He's not promoting that now. He, he's making progress, not perfection. And that's the difference. That's what she doesn't understand. She's too fucking dumb to really understand that.
men can have a high body count, but we're still saying, hey, you're saying we're twerking. God don't appreciate it.
Because again, the consequences are the same. When a woman has a high body count, the consequences are far worse than when men do. It is what it is. That's life. Men don't like women with high body counts. Women typically do like men with high body counts, even if they don't know they have high body counts. Because there's the experience, understanding, and the your what's the word I'm looking for? Not just experience and understanding, but you're just better with women when you have more experience with women. There's a word I'm looking for and I can't fucking think of it. But what she doesn't understand, because she's too fucking stupid and drunk, is that I love how I pause this right with Chris taking the Henny. That's how I felt watching this last night. But she just doesn't understand. She's like, oh, sin's a sin. No, she doesn't understand that. She just made some quote up, and I don't even think that's actually in the Bible. I could be wrong. I I can't remember what point I was.
Yeah, so okay, guys. I'm not even gonna come at this from a religious point of view. What I'm saying is just if you think about what outcomes you want, if you really do want to be married, I would delete the Instagram.
Yeah, that's called that was my word. Deactivate.
But on the other
your
hand,
husband accepts you for who you are the same way you accept your husband for who he is.
No, you don't. You don't accept your husband for who he is. You accept your husband to be better than you when you first met him. Like, what is this? Like, you accept it? No. And who you are? So who you are is a hoe that, a hoe that goes on the internet and twerks. That's who you are. That's really what you want to be. Look, the man who accepts you for that isn't the man you're really gonna want.
Men have criminal records. There's still women getting married to men with like criminal records.
Most men do not have criminal records.
I'm just
what men
saying,
are you
for example, there are negative things that people have in their life and they still get married. There's women who can't have kids.
Yeah, but look at the type of person they married. Is that a person you would want to be married to? Like, it's like, oh, these people are still getting married. Okay, yes, these people are still getting married. But look at the person they're married to. Is that somebody you want to be married to? Like if like this is a stupid line of argument. Oh, they still get married. Okay, so the person they're married to isn't someone that anyone to brag.
Okay, so I want to paint the future for you guys. Yeah. The most women will not marry. Most women, half of women are predicted to be single and childless. So half of women will not marry, will not have kids. The other half of women that marry, half will divorce. Out of the ones that stay married, a quarter will be in a sexless marriage. And so that's less than 25%. Most women will not have the happy ending that we are promised.
And whose choice is that? Ours or theirs?
Women. It's completely women's choice.
So every woman comes to the same outcome.
Can you go into detail?
What detail do you want?
Like, as in, why would women not get married? Like,
well, it's
because they go on the internet acting like hoes, and the man that they actually want, it's like pass. That's why. There you go.
Because women one, we don't commit when we have the most choice to commit. That's one, and then two, we're too damaged. Most women, it's even these body counts that once a woman slept with like 5 guys, her chance of having a happy committed relationship is like 20%, something like that. Mm-hmm. So most women, even if they do marry,
real quick, go ahead, because you were waiting for a while.
So I think I just really wanted to touch on something because I find it really interesting, the reaction that everybody had to these two ladies' Instagram versus me admitting that I do go to raves, I wear skimpy outfits, and I think Pearl especially, I know you come from a privileged background, as do I. I don't know how much your mom has told you about her youth, but I know my mom got a little freaky. But I think because of the cultural standards that we have surrounding women, these women, and especially in their communities too, like they're saying, your parents were whining on the dance floor, and my mom was doing... in college. So it's all about these women grow up and then they meet people and then they turn to religion as a way to kind of like say, oh, I wasn't like that. I've changed. And I think our cultural perceptions of certain activities also really show, because nobody got like angry at me for saying that I'm a hoe and I'm a raver. Because I'm out.
Because you weren't trying to defend yourself. They're gonna get on this later, but she was like, yeah, this is me, this is who I am. But she wasn't actively trying to defend her actions. She was just like, this is what I do. These two women that they're talking about, they got at it because they're defending. Oh, it's part of my culture. It's not my fault. They're defending themselves instead of saying, yeah, I like twerking. That's what I do. If they had said that, there'd be no argument. Like, all right, well, do you see why this would be, poor, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, I see that. I'm still gonna do what I want to do. All right, cool. There wouldn't be very much of an argument. But they're defensive and trying to defend their actions. That's the biggest difference. They're going to get into this here in a second.
Out there at the same time, I'm shaking my ass, but maybe I'm not shaking my ass to the same music.
And again, another thing too is, unless she posted it on her IG, I don't think she did. But there's also a difference, again, with what's, in the privacy of an event where no one really knows who you are. And, unless there's a picture taken, you're not going to see them later on. There's a difference in that and doing it and posting it on the internet.
You didn't go ahead and get angry and deny it and use the cover of this is my culture, this is why I behave that way. That's why they didn't go after. And then also these ladies are much more vocal than you are, so they went ahead and defended their decisions based on their culture as the excuse. That's why they didn't go after you as much. But that's why.
Culture was never an excuse, but it is definitely part of why I
you literally just made you prefaced your entire argument as to why you guys twerk and dance and all that on your Caribbean culture.
Oh no, that's a portion of my culture. I'm proud to be a Caribbean woman. I'm gonna dance to my songs and I'm gonna break it down.
But
I'm gonna do my thing.
that was one of the
But
rationalizations as to why you guys do it.
Ultimately, a woman is gonna do what a woman wants to do, and a man is gonna do what a man wants to do.
That's
Facts.
cool. But the issue lied with, and that's why he was trying to refute it, that you use culture as the reason why you do what you do. Both,
One
all
of
three
the
of you
reasons. You want more reasons?
Well, and
it was the main reason.
And it's just like gaslighting because again,
That wasn't the only reason I gave. I also agree that it was wrong.
You guys
so
are
I don't know where that coming
communicating.
apart.
It's like you guys are communicating one thing
This is the raver?
and then saying you're not.
It's not that bad, bro.
And so it's just like gaslighting.
Yeah, go back.
I understand what you say. I can definitely put that as part of the reason.
She's on a boat.
See,
Oh,
all
so
I'm
the
saying
ass is out. So what is he talking about?
All I'm saying is the posting one.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're all very hypocrite.
You know,
but
if you wanna
okay,
dance,
I
dance,
good
but
too.
not
Her
that
shit look
bad.
good.
So it's just the
So
two.
again, in comparison to the fucking black hoes here, those two black hoes. In comparison, it's not as bad. It's still bad, but when you compare, it's like with Donald Trump. The media would go and blast what he says and twist it, turn it, and everything, and then by the time you got down to what he actually fucking said, you're like, well, compared to what you said he said, it's not that bad. It's the same thing. Like compare her Instagram compared to the two other chicks' Instagram. All right. In comparison, it's not that bad. Is it still bad? Abso-fucking-lutely. But in comparison, it's not that bad. There's a difference.
What I've noticed between men and women is for whatever reason, women, when we do something wrong, we make it public. Where men are like actually ashamed when they do something wrong, they don't promote it.
Thank you.
So I don't know why. Like,
yeah, like I understand Pearl's point. Like when women do something wrong, it's on the internet, it's everywhere, everyone can see it. When men do it, we don't promote it. Like you're not gonna see us like videotaping on Instagram mid fucking hump and shit. All right. Well, women, they're like twerking and doing dumb shit in public, and they're posting on our internet. When we do dumb shit in public, we don't really want to post it on the internet.
Like we always promote this sort of
the
thing.
reason that nobody's upset with you, Casper, is that you're saying that you kind of
It's
own it.
racism. Let's talk about it.
No, okay.
Because you did hey y'all to everybody. You did hey y'all to all the black girls. Did you do hey y'all to the white girls? Okay, last.
No, because if you hear hey y'all, it's generally from a fucking black chick.
On my check.
Because me, that's why.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, right?
Hey,
so
y'all.
the fact that we're black and we're shaking our ass and it's typical, that's the reason why you're on us.
It's
I
a joke.
feel.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
I
right?
don't think it's funny because
I
not
can
every
relate
black
over
person
shit
says
what you
hey
think.
y'all.
Because I used
I don't
to
say
post
y'all at all. I'm not from Texas.
Okay.
I used to post stuff like that. But then when I started getting into modeling, I graduated college, I don't post stuff like that. So I understand the concept of the perception of what you're trying to do, you can't show certain things. So I understand that part because I used to twerk. Now I don't. My Instagram don't have that. It's just straight up modeling on nice pictures and stuff.
Right,
I get what he's. I clean up my Instagram. I put travel stuff. So I get what they trying to say. But if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do. I don't post
the
twerking.
travel-
I used to.
I just so you know,
I get what.
Just so you
you're
know, the
saying.
travel stuff won't help you either.
No. I'm just saying, but I post stuff that shows that I am what I'm trying to do.
I'm just going to tell you how men are going to see this. They're going to see I'm just going to tell you, they're going to see the travel stuff in different cities. And
I was just trying to say,
yeah,
basically, I get what they coming from or where they coming from. I used to twerk and post, and so I don't do that no more because I'm getting into modeling. I graduated. I'm doing business in Africa. So whatever I post is based on what
Let's be honest. She ain't doing no business in Africa. Let's not fucking let's not believe the bullshit crap she's spitting. She's not doing any business in Africa. All she does is model.
I want to attract. So I get what you guys are trying, and that's fine. But guess what? I don't twerk no more. I don't do those stuff. I used to, but I post stuff that shows this is what I want to attract. So I get what you guys are saying.
What are you trying to attract?
I'm trying to attract that I'm modeling, my body look nice, my face, because that's what I'm trying to do. And my business. And I also post that on there as well.
So you're trying to attract.
It's funny. She talks about the African shit, it's business, but that's not on her Instagram. Like that's not on. It's on her Instagram. Like we just scrolled through a bunch, and it was basically all of her. Like her half naked. That was the basics of her thing. Shout out to SJA Worski 33 for the follow. Appreciate you.
Beauty?
Yes, because that's what I'm getting into.
Oh shit, classy hoe.
Oh yeah, you could say that. I'm getting into modeling, so everybody got to see from the head to toe. I'm confident, and I show it. I
Right.
still have clothes on.
I want to point out. I want to see if you guys heard what I was speaking. So we're talking about the difference between a hoe and somebody who wants and a woman who wants to get married. Now, you kind of owned it. You're like, yeah, I like to go party, stuff like this. These girls here, and you're saying that you're trying to get married and you want to have kids, but then you're blaming all of your hoe activities.
Who said that? Nobody said
Okay,
that.
but she said that. So you don't want to get married and have kids.
Yeah, in the future, when the time right.
In the future.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not my focus.
Yeah, in the future, where no one's going to actually give a shit about you. Like there's always like, well, in the future, I want to do this. Yeah, but what you do now will matter for what you do in the future. Like that's what these bitches don't fucking understand. Like what you do now will affect your future. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna look through the model's profile and what she's promoting. I don't see nope. Oh fuck! I gotta fucking sign in my Instagram just so I can. Yeah, not now. All right. So let's see, because she's talking about what she's promoting and shit like that. But what is she promoting? All right. Her, just her, continuing her. So all she's promoting is her. She's like, she talked about, I do business for Africa and shit, but you're not promoting that. All you're promoting is yourself. So let's stop with this noise. Stop with the bullshit.
To the degree, after I get my business running, after I get all the things that I personally want, then I will worry.
And then there'll be no one there for you later. You can do all these things. Guess what? Ain't no one gonna want you later.
About a man. Why would I worry about a man when I
feel like
personally
you
don't have
guys
the
are
things that I
so
want?
caught up on the topic
men.
that I brought up that you guys are not even asking everybody the same questions you asked us. I think it's kind of unfair that you are.
Boo-hoo, it's not fair.
Criticizing us and you're not even getting the rest of the
Because
information.
you're
Only
talking,
melanated women on the
you're
topic.
yelling, you're talking over people, so how
That's
come we
not
ask some
true
questions?
because
Yeah.
I'm hush half of the time. It's her who's mainly speaking.
I'm trying to see who else is talking. Like I look for lips when I see someone talking. I be quiet, but
yeah, it's me. It's worry about it. Go ahead.
I would just say own what you do and what you're putting out there, especially what you're promoting. Right. And especially if you're saying you want to have kids and stuff like this. This is not what you should be promoting if you want to have kids and get married. That's all.
Okay, thank you for teaching me. Simple. I don't have a family. I'm not as fortunate as everybody. I have a story to tell.
It's gonna be very difficult for you to find a family and a husband.
Yeah,
if
and
you
guess
keep
what?
doing
Like at the end of the day, I feel like a man could teach you. I feel like if my man want to teach me how to be.
What she doesn't understand is no man's gonna want to teach her. No man's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna teach this bitch. Yeah, they're gonna be like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
A lady, I'm not a woman that's not willing to learn. I don't think
so
that's
you're
a
willing to
problem.
change.
Yeah,
I said I would deactivate my.
Do you believe her, guys? Do you believe her? I don't believe her. And again, they make this point later on, but I'm probably going to cut off before I get to that point. But even if like you're willing to do that, why would a guy see what you're doing now and be like, yeah, this is a woman I want to help change? Or what shows that, hey, I'm willing to change? So like
Facebook or my IG.
Stop
What do
the
you think
cap.
that
Yes.
means?
Can I have a point?
I have a question.
I live
Just
life
mine's
without
from the
social
phone.
media. I'm a Caribbean girl,
look
real
at it.
island gal.
Hold on.
You
Go
don't
ahead.
even want to look at
I
mine.
don't want to see this.
Why don't you want to look at my Instagram? This is like no hate at all. Like, as she said, like everyone can do them.
all she wanted was like, why don't we look at my Instagram? Attention on me, promote my OnlyFans.
But like how you're saying, like I'll deactivate my Instagram once I get a husband. It's like if a guy was like going out with you and he's like, I'll pay for your stuff once we're actually dating. Like I'll take off my
Okay, she does
Instagram
make a
once
good
we're
point.
actually dating. It's like you won't like date that guy. That guy's not going to date you. It's just like
Exactly.
so then you're not
Exactly.
compatible. Like y'all are acting like there's
No,
only
no,
one
no,
man
no.
and one
man.
woman.
That's
Like
what I'm
there's
saying,
multiple
like-
people in this world.
See, this is what I'm telling you is these chicks are dumb. She made a very good point. Her point was if you went with a dude, and Myron's going to reiterate it, but I'm going to do it now. if you're doing if you're doing shit that's not desirable in men, the men that would actually give you a chance are gonna pass you by. Just like if you were, if you went with the guy and every guy was like, I'll pay for shit after you start dating me and start, marry me and stuff, you're not gonna give him a chance. Like, what is this shit? Like, you on a first date, and then you're like, and he goes, well, I'll start paying stuff after we're in a serious committed relationship, and you're gonna be like, yeah, no, peace, bye. Like, that's the point she's making. It's the same point with you. It's like, you're doing all this stuff. He's going to see all this stuff. And you're saying, oh, I'll do this after we have a committed relationship or after I get married. And they're going to be like, nope, bye.
World, people have different thresholds. People like different things.
Did y'all not hear what she just said? Like, do you guys listen to actually understand what she just said? She's just saying, if the shoe was on the other foot and you went out with a guy and he said, look, baby, not until we're in a serious relationship, I'm going to start paying for the dates. Until then, we're going to go 50-50 on everything. You pay your part, I pay my part. That's the same thing as you guys saying, I'm going to turn my Instagram off when I meet the right guy.
I have a choice to say, no, I'm not dating you. Just like a guy have a choice to say he won't date me. I know who I am. You don't have to date me. If that's how you feel, find the right woman for you that you feel is for you.
There's a reason that chick there is all she is a model. Because she's not smart enough to actually have any other career. Because she just missed the point completely. She just assumes well, I'm not gonna the point was you're not gonna get a chance at all to even make that choice. The choice is gonna be made for you. You won't have the choice.
You know what, guys?
We off topic.
Keep all the pictures up. I think men should be warned.
I think it's time to look through my Instagram.
No, you just want to funnel OFC. Nope. Stop talking. Stop.
I think it is hypocritical to say oh, I'll take it down, but then also be like, but my man will like me for me. So you need to be one of the either own it because you're beautiful.
Chris, bro,
you are beautiful.
Don't bring it up.
So own it.
Don't bring it up.
You can't have the best of
I want to explain something in the nicest way possible. It's like the guy that you want to be with, he's not going to want to find his woman dressed the way you are because the first impression is the most important for a man. That's what we remember forever. What you look like, how you appear, what you're doing before, that image is going to stay forever. Like something that expecting that you're going to go get scooped out and saved. That's something that the music industry perpetuates. Like, I'm going to save you from the hood.
I have a few times, but I walked away.
Exactly. The relationship's not going to be stable. You want a guy that's not going to put up with that.
See, now you messed up.
No,
you're
not
talking
saying
about
no. You saying that I won't be safe. Like, the thing I see it is right. I get what you're trying to say because certain men have certain standards, right? I get
the guy you want.
You don't know who I want.
We do know what you want. Come on, stop it. You don't know we know exactly the type of guy you want. You want a man of value, a higher value man. That's what you want. Don't deny it. That's what you fucking want. Okay. You want a guy who pays all your bills and you do your little modeling gig on the side and you don't have to do anything and pay for anything. That's what you want. Don't fucking lie to us. All right.
You don't know who I want. So that's what I'm saying.
Do you know who you want?
Oh, I know.
100%. The more I hear you, the more I want a virgin, and I just don't want to interact with any of these.
No, but that don't make me a whore. Just because I dress a certain way don't make me maybe I just feel comfortable in my body. I look good.
But it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
twerking on Instagram.
Here's the problem. It doesn't matter if you are. If that is what you are communicating, if you dress like a whore, you act like a whore, men are just going to assume even if you're not.
And I get it. And when they meet me, they're gonna figure out
they're not gonna give you a chance, you dumb fucking broad. Like she's trying to purport herself as some sort of intelligent person. She's not that smart because the point is you're going to meet you and they're just going to keep that impression. It doesn't matter. They're going to be like, all right, well, maybe she talks intelligent and stuff, but what she puts out in public is far more embarrassing than what she, shows me in private.
They won't.
And guess what? And that's fine because I don't care. Because you know why? I'm comfortable in myself.
Yeah, the second she starts sagging a bit, she starts losing, stops getting drinks from, free drinks from guys and stuff. Then she'll start caring.
Keep
what people think don't matter to me.
But that's what I realized doing these shows
I really
all the time.
don't care.
Women,
I love myself. God love me, and when I'm ready, no, I'm serious, and I'm confident in myself. And that's it. When a man ready to know who I'm a good, because me dressing don't mean I'm not a good woman. Trust me. When people get to know me or know me.
All right,
they know
hold on
and
for 2 seconds. Let's apply your rationale, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say I take myself. Let's say I say fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna live in a box. Not gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do the things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna downsize the way I live. I'm gonna play video games every day. I'm gonna eat Cheetos and I'm gonna drink energy drinks and eat pizza and do the things I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a self-respecting, attractive woman is going to give me a chance?
Hell no.
If you have money.
Well, that's
She's like, if you have money, you just ignore the part where he says he downsized, he gets rid of his money.
you. But I can't relate to that because
Yes
I
or
get
no?
what I want regardless.
Yes or no? Do you think a self-respecting woman that actually has some tangible value to her name would actually take me serious if I didn't do things to make myself more attractive? I'm downsizing everything. I don't care about money anymore. I'm living in a box.
Of course
I'm
not.
eating. Okay. So wouldn't it be fair to say that for me to attract a woman, I need to understand what women are attracted to?
But not every woman want that. Not every man want a certain thing.
Just answer the question, please. Wouldn't it be fair to say that as a man, for me to attract the opposite gender, I must understand and know what the opposite gender wants?
Depends.
Depends.
Yes. The answer is yes. So I just find it interesting how you look at it like, I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to change. It is what it is.
I didn't say that.
You literally just said, I'm going to, you basically said, I don't care. They're going to come for me.
Because I'm not married. So when I'm
That's fine.
ready, I could change because I know I could be a good
No,
woman.
you're not. You're not. You're going to be stuck in your ways. People don't change that often, okay? Like, this is like, oh, when I want to get married. By the time you want to get married, you're going to have so much shit on the internet. No one's going to give a shit about you.
Woman, that's what I'm saying.
Fantastic. But you're missing the point here is that by the time you decide that, it might be too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because you're not on the same time clock as a man. Like, men want younger, more attractive women. So by the time you decide, I want to settle down, and you're 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, well, guess what? You're not as attractive as you were 5, 7, 10 years prior. And that's the big mistake that a lot of girls make. So I just find it very interesting how girls say, I'm going to live my life the way that I want. I don't care what men want. I'm going to do what I want. And what you don't realize is when you do that, you actually lower your value. And if I was to go ahead and do what you did and said, fuck it, I'm just going to eat Cheetos all day, not make money, play video games and smoke weed, I would be an idiot to say I deserve a bad bitch. But why is that women think I could do whatever I want and I still deserve a good man?
Well, maybe I'm not meant to ever get married. Maybe I'm meant to be rich, have a good life, and have a kid.
Meant to be single. There we go.
I just wanted to say something. Hey,
But do you see my perspective here?
I get it.
Do you see my perspective?
No,
how
I totally understand where you're coming
how
from.
women think I'm gonna do whatever I want and I still deserve the top tier guy, but men don't operate like that. Like, we have to be attractive and be our best to get a bad chick.
No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. You don't.
Listen,
you
she's
don't.
saying she doesn't need a top
I just
tier
want to say
man.
one thing.
No, she wants a top tier man. Shut up.
I just want to say one thing. Hi. I just want to say one thing. Oh, go ahead. Babe.
I just feel like I totally get what you're trying to say. Trust me, I understand what you're saying. Just like how we want a certain man and how you guys want a certain woman and carry themselves and stuff, right? So all I'm trying to say is this: everybody know what they want and what they don't want.
Yeah.
So I just feel like this: if I'm not for you, I'm not for you. That's how I feel. I'm not talking about everybody else. See, people's worried about what everybody else want. If I meet a man and he got everything I want and he see me physically, mentally, whatever, and he know me and he's like, you doing this, I don't like that. It's your choice. We have free will, right?
But I want
it's your choice to walk away.
I want to point out.
I just have to deal with that and say, okay, cool, and move on. Keep it pushing.
No, but this is why I'm telling you, most women will not marry because women do not care about what men want. So.
No, I do care, but depending
you
on who
don't.
the person is, because I
Stop
could
lying.
adapt.
She's like, oh, I care. No, you don't. And then she's like, I'm talking about, oh, I can adapt. By the time you're willing to adapt, it's too fucking late. That's the point. That's how you know she doesn't really understand what Myron's talking about. Because she's like, oh, well, I can adapt. By the time you're willing to adapt, your value has gone down, and the guy that you want isn't going to want you. Guaranteed.
That's what I'm trying to say. You guys are not understanding.
No,
Women
we
could adapt.
understand.
So what he's saying before you even adapt,
You might not even get the fucking chance to adapt. This is why I'm like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, women are so fucking dumb. Like, like, let me just be very blunt about this.
Stupid.
Your Instagram, the way you convey yourself, the way you present yourself, men make a judgment right then and fucking there. They'll say, yo, I'll take you out on a date. Yo, I could change your life. You know what he's thinking in the back of his mind? This bitch is a fucking dumb whore. I'm never going to take her serious. I'm going to sell her dream. I'm going to fuck her. And then I'm going to throw her to the side of the fucking road. That's what men do. But you don't know that, and they sell you the dream, and they lie. I guarantee every single one of you has been out with some guy that's charming, and you saw a future with him, but it didn't fucking work out. You want to know why? Because you fucking shot yourself in the foot before the date even started, because you presented yourself in a certain way, and he said, you know what? I'm putting this girl in the fucking hoe box. She doesn't know it. She thinks I like her, but I fucking don't. But you guys are so fucking dumb that you don't have the critical thinking skills to realize that men decide what box we're going to put you in when we first fucking meet you. I'm trying to give you some game to tell you.
I'll take that.
Be quiet while I'm talking. I'm telling you that men, the more attractive they are, the more options they have, and the more status they have, they're going to put you in a certain box quicker than you think. And you're sitting here, well, I'll adapt after the fact. Too late. Too late.
Okay, guess what? Move on.
We smashed already.
But you move on.
If you're really smart, you
Smash. What if we smash? But what if you had just hung out? But it's not about smashing. What if you had just hung out and just move on?
Somebody was saying something. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. Girl in the corner.
No, I think she was trying to say something too.
This is why I retired from panels.
You were trying to say something before we go to her. You were trying to say something. What were you trying to say? Go ahead.
I was just saying, then you move on from those guys that try to categorize you as a hoe.
There's a reason this chick's just a porn star. It's not like that's why she only does OnlyFans. What she doesn't understand is every guy is putting you in the box. Okay, every guy is putting you in the box. There's only they're all putting you in a box. All right. There's only but it's just like a lower tier man will be willing to marry the box that they put you in, regardless of which box they put you in. But the majority of the ones that you actually want, pretty much all of them, let's be honest, aren't going to marry the after they put you in that box, and you're not going to be able to move on. Like, you're not the one moving on. They've already moved on from you. They're still smashing and having a good time while you're hoping and thinking that this is going to be a serious thing, and they're going to bye. And then you're going to oh, my heart hurts. I really like this guy, but he didn't want to be with me, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Let's say you move on.
Yeah.
Once, twice, 3,
104
times, 5.
Then that's when you decide to become an independent woman that's all about her money and is married to the money.
Loser.
Man.
You hearing what she's saying? She has 102 bodies, and 2 of them are anal.
That's her.
Do you want to do that? That's
But
a
I don't
solution.
have to do that. It's a choice you make.
What's the
Everybody have a
alternative?
free will. I could really just go a year and not have sex and really just work hard and focus on myself. So it's not what I'm
And you're not going to get the man that you want.
trying to say is not about you guys are making a percentage just because I'm single or I'm not with a man that I have to be. No. What if I really don't? What if I just want to take 3 years out of my life and just say I'm focusing on my life
Let me
and I don't
explain
want a man?
something. Hold on. Let me explain something to you. See, women say what you're saying is stuff that we hear every single night. Like you come on, you say I'm going to be an independent queen. I'm going to be a boss babe. I don't need to have a man. All this stuff. It's because you're getting attention from guys, and so you don't really need to go fill that void. The reality is, we all want to have a long-term relationship. Listen, we all want to have kids. We all want to get
That's not true.
in the future. But you have a clock that's going to keep ticking in the
I don't
morning.
think so.
That's not true.
It doesn't matter when.
Because look at Shanti. She had a baby at, I'm just saying, but she's famous, but that's different. But I'm saying.
They always all these chicks always go for the famous outlier. Okay, that's an outlier. All right. How many for every Ashanti, there's like hundreds and thousands of people that are not Ashanti who tried the same fucking thing. Like they always go for the famous person that they see that they see, this happening to. But guess what? You're not fucking Ashanti, all right? Whoever the fuck Ashanti is. I have no idea who the fuck that broad is. But, you see one person and attribute, oh, this would be me. But what the reality is, you're going to be the hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever, of women that were like, not her. That's what they don't fucking realize.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's a perception.
You are not Ashanti.
You're not Ashanti.
That is the
point.
I could be. You guys
Can't
get
be.
it. I
You're
see
not
myself.
going to
I
be.
see myself.
The statistics are not on your side. You're not going to be Ashanti. Okay? You're going to be the hundreds of thousands of, tens of thousands of anonymous, unknown, lonely women. That's what you're going to end up being if you want to do this path. More than likely.
Y'all not getting it.
No, you're not getting it. It doesn't matter what you think.
You're
running out of time.
All ladies here,
I don't think so.
You got 3 multi-millionaire men that have high status, famous, etc., telling you what the fuck we look for in women. And guess what? All my other friends that got money and status, they think the same. I'm giving you guys the game, and you want to sit here and tell me, well, I'm gonna have a family and my time and all this other shit. I'm telling you, the men that you're looking for, the higher status men, the guys that make money, the guys that are attractive, the guys that you want, right? This is what they have in mind when they date you. And then you have the fucking gall to sit here and tell me, well, I want this. I don't give a fuck what you want. It's what the man wants. If you want to get a ring, you want to take his last name, you want to get that status, you want to get that title, you have to do what the fuck the man wants, not what you want.
I want to see what the
Shut up when I'm talking. God fucking damn it, man. That's another problem. Shut the fuck up when a man is talking. All right? That's another issue with a lot of you women. Right? Excuse me?
I said we can all pipe up.
Pipe up what?
That's crazy.
Because you want to say be quiet when a man is talking.
I'm fucking talking right now. It's my shit. So be
I'll
quiet.
give you the respect.
You've been yapping the whole fucking time. And that's the problem with a lot of you fucking black and Caribbean women. You guys give attitude. You guys think it's spicy. You guys think that shit's attractive.
And that's why you don't have Caribbean women.
It's not attractive. No, I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'm keeping it all the way 1,000. There's a reason why black women are at the bottom of the fucking totem pole, because you guys are loud, obnoxious, you don't deal well with authority. I'm telling you what the fuck it is, and you're trying to sit here and argue with me. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking. And then you want to sit here and tell me, oh, well, I don't agree, and this isn't true. I'm telling you what the fuck it is and how men really move.
That's why the majority of women who's getting kicked off Fresh and Fit are black women, because they don't know when to just like stop talking, stop copping an attitude, stop being annoying as fuck. They just want to keep giving you their little digs in, and then they get kicked off, and they're like, "Oh, it's because I'm black." No, it's because you're fucking annoying and being a bitch and condescending. You're being fucking annoying as hell.
And the problem is this is a pain in the ass to talk to you guys. This is why a lot of guys don't want women like y'all that want to sit there and argue and think their worldview matters more. You don't know shit. You don't know how the world really works. You don't know what it really takes to make money. You don't really know what it means to be successful. You're women. You guys live a different reality than we do. I'm telling you, when a man gets it out the fucking mud and he becomes successful and he builds himself up to build a fucking name, he wants one by his side that's not going to embarrass him. Your dumbass over here twerking on boats and shit like that. The fuck do I look like walking into a party? Niggas are looking at you shaking your ass on the internet. I'm like, oh, is that your girl? Oh, shit. That's a fucking embarrassment for us, because we work hard to build a legacy and a last name. If I give you my last name and you do some dumb shit like that, you embarrass me. Men will never tell you this because they just want to fuck. A lot of you girls are in the sex-only category, and you don't even fucking know it. Then you have the nerve to come on this podcast and tell us, well, I don't care what men want. But you still want a relationship. You still want a man. You still want a baby down the road. At some point, you want that shit. So you're going to have to change and acclimate. So I'm correct. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, because men all think the same. The difference is this. The more money and status you have, the more honest you can be. I don't give a fuck what y'all think, because this is my shit. I'm telling y'all what it is. However, other men might not tell you. They'll just say, oh, you got a nice ass. I just want to fuck. Let me sell the dream. And then they fucking curve your ass. Every single one of y'all probably been in that situation before, and you don't want to admit it. I'm telling you guys what it is. If you don't like it, that's fine.
See, let me talk to you now. You are the best example for this metaphor, right? You could be the most attractive man. You can make the most money. You could have the highest status. But if you're a point blank asshole, who's gonna want to be with you?
Exactly, you're not. You're not who I do you.
What you are, I don't care how good you look. If you treat me like shit, or if you talk to me the way that you just spoke to us women, I don't want shit to do with you.
Bitch, that's why you're single right now. All right, you're a model, but what?
I'm single by choice. I can go grab my phone right now, and I can have a man in this building right now. So don't play with me.
For sex,
that
bro.
is true.
For sex, bro.
For sex.
That is true.
Somebody's right now.
Caribbean, right? My friend is Caribbean, right? You are
Guys, you realize he's actually trying to help you.
Yeah, like this is crazy.
It's the craziest thing is he's the only guy that is going to be honest. 95% of men will lie to you.
If I wanted help, I'd pay for a therapist.
Well, see, this is why she's just a model. She's fucking retarded. Like, if I wanted help, I'd pay for a therapist. All right, look, are there some good therapists out there? Absolutely, there are. But what's the therapist like really main goal? It's to keep you just happy enough that you'll keep coming back and continue paying for their services. Because that's the whole, like a lot of therapy is just a scam. Okay, it's to get you just happy enough that you'll come back to hopefully gain more happiness. like the therapy is not really there to help you, because if therapist really would help you, they'd end up like losing like all their customers, and having to get new customers time after time after time. But all therapy ends up being is you go and pay someone an hour to talk to about shit, and they maybe give you some advice.
Hold on.
He's gonna lie to you. Hold on. I have a therapist.
The therapist's gonna lie to you. You're gonna pay them for nothing. He's telling you what it is, because it's how he's saying it. It's kind of coming across as like asshole-ish, but to be honest with you, he's helping you, because
you guys are fucking hard-headed. Yeah, I've been listening to you guys go back and forth and rationalizing your poor life decisions, and then you think a good man's going to be waiting at the end of the line. He's not. Yeah, he's not.
I'm sorry that my moon is in Taurus, and I'm a rising Gemini.
Think about this. Think about this, right?
Oh, man.
All the men are your Gemini.
I'm a rising Gemini. My moon is in Taurus, and I'm sorry that I'm hard-headed.
Man, you're a rising slut, man. Relax.
Yo, nigga, what planet are you on? What show are you on right now?
That's it.
Hey, Gemini, my pussy up.
Is she good, bro? Are you drunk or something?
No, I'm talking about like
Shut my
your
IG.
Leo rising in moon sign.
You're not a rising. You're a Downing syndrome. Shut up. Just, please.
Downing syndrome.
I want you to understand like how silly that would be. Listen, if I applied your logic, right? You're saying that I'm gonna find a guy, he's gonna forget about everything, and then I'm gonna be a good woman. Imagine before I started making money, before I started building myself up. I'm 18. I don't have a job. I'm in my mom's basement. I'm eating Cheetos. I have no money at all, and I'm like, well, when I get married, then I'll do all that.
Macho, man.
That's how silly that sounds. Like I have nothing going for me. I'm fat. I'm playing video games all day. I'm sucking Cheeto stains off my fingers. And do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm listening. I can hear people. I heard it.
Do you get it? You know what?
All right, that's all I can tolerate right now. I can only tolerate one time going around. Now I'm just like I can't tolerate it. These chicks were just fucking dumb. I highly recommend you go watch the podcast itself and get pissed off too because these chicks are fucking retarded. Fucking hell. But you know, it is what it is. You know, these women are, and they're gonna be the same women that, like, you know, 10 years later are gonna be on TikTok or whatever we have later on, be like, oh, I can't find a good man. Why can't I find a good man? I really want a good man. I can't find a good man. Why can't I find a good man? And then it's like, well, it's because they told you 10 years ago that, hey, you're not going to find a man when you do these type of things. What's going to fucking happen? So it is what it is. What can you do? But god damn, I can only tolerate so much before I'm just like, I'm out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tomorrow we will be back doing the what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? I'll be back doing the Trump coverage. We'll be checking out what's going on with Trump. They should be continuing with the Stormy Daniels testimony. We'll see if they wrap that up, more than likely tomorrow. Cross-examination ended on a good note for the Trump team. She did not come out looking good. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I hope you have a good day. Peace out, and I will see you later. Peace.